Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Fabian perspective, expected, so accepted. Going live. I'm live. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Subscribe to the channel, any one of the channels. AllBall TV, Fabian Perspective. Click link in the bio if you're on Instagram right now. Just click the link in the bio, man. I really can't. It's hard to see the what's up, big baby Jonathan. It's hard to see the comments in the on IG because on StreamYard doesn't let you do all that. But I was gonna do a video on like LeBron James trade scenarios because I think that the Lakers are gonna explore that. Like I think LeBron is exploring leaving the Lakers. And it was just a thought, but Bill Simmons took it to another level. He has trade scenarios, and he put it's him and some other guy. But I didn't want to. He did all the work already, and I'm risking, I guess, getting flagged from YouTube or whatever. But we're supposed to be able to react to these videos and watch them. It's supposed to be what YouTube is all about. Let's see. Skip. And yeah, so that's it. So I'm gonna share the screen. LeBron James trade scenarios. Bill Simmons and this guy. I don't know who this guy is. What's the best one? So how did I do that? Let's leave it like that. It's Bill Simmons, LeBron James trade scenarios.
Yeah, well, what team would Levine go to? Who wants him? Who wants that contract? You're the Lakers. Like, figure it out. He's 28 years old, $40 million a year. You're going to be in the tax every year, every way. But this leads to my second question, which is a more dramatic question, and which is admittedly really just for dialogue, for social, just for as a thought experiment, as a thought bubble. What if they went the other way and worked with LeBron and actually traded him and just said, you know what, we don't have it. We're not good enough. You only have 4 rings. We know you want more. You have a player option for next year. You could go somewhere for 4 months on a really good team and try to actually win your 5th title. It's not going to happen here. We're not good enough. I don't think they're at that point yet, but they might be in a month. What if they're 4 games under 500 with no signs of life and can't add anybody? And he's like, Jesus, I thought I was going to get to watch my son at USC and be on a top 5 team, and we're a playing team with no real chance. Is that even conceivable to you?
Man, it's hard to wrap my head around, Bill. The moment that LeBron chose the Lakers, however many years ago that was that 18?
18, summer 18.
Yeah. I thought, all right, that's it. Like that, there's the last chapter, right? He goes there. He tries to build on the Laker legacy and his own legacy. His family loves LA. They've already got a home there. His media companies there, all that stuff. All these different ways in which it's the perfect place to finish out his career. And I've never thought he was going to have another move in him. But listen, I mean, you were just talking about he's no longer at that level of Jokic, Embiid, Tatum, Luka, whoever. Like, he's not a perennial MVP candidate, but
he's still one of the best 12 guys in the league.
Yes, he's in our rankings in the top 10 or 12, right? In the Ringers rankings. And he's legitimately there. But he needs more help than he needed before. He could still do some damage. And so you don't want to waste that. He's definitely not going to want to waste that. And I'm sure that the way he has played this season probably encourages him to think, shit, I'm 40, 41, 42. I can keep going. And maybe LA isn't the practical solution there anymore. So my rule of thumb on this is simple. If LeBron comes to you and says it's time, cool, it's time. If LeBron doesn't, I just don't see how you trade it. Like, you're not just trading LeBron. Like, you're not just like calling him one day and say, pack your bags, we just sent you to Memphis. Like, it doesn't work that way.
Anyway, that'd be amazing if the Lakers were like, bombshell. LeBron's been traded. What?
Could you imagine?
I have 3 trades for you, and maybe this will make you think differently.
Yeah, but so why wouldn't the Lakers do that? LeBron, like, they've all done it. They've done it to him before. It's, again, this is what happens when you start losing your power. I've uploaded an episode with last episode of Friendly Fire with Shannon Sharp and the Cat Williams episode. Like, that puts Shannon Sharp on a different level at ESPN. LeBron James, like, he's a top 12 player. That's arguable, in my opinion. That's arguable. I think, everybody went crazy because I said he wasn't a number one option anymore. And it's like, how can he be the number one option when we've seen LeBron as a number one option and he carries everything? Doesn't matter how bad your team is. When he's number one, he carries everything. He can't do that anymore because he's just 38. So top 10, 12 player, I'm not even going to argue that. But he's losing his power in the NBA and his position as far as being able to dictate and tell anybody what to do, any team what to do. How the hell are you going to tell the Lakers what to do? If the Lakers wanted to grab their nuts and tell LeBron, yo, check this out. It was a great plan with you and Bronny. We wanted to get into the family business. This is Hollywood, but take you and Clutch out of here, man. And take your man, that bum AD with you. Because you brought him in here, and what's the difference? Like, what's the difference between him and Dwight Howard? Yeah, he's a great defender, but we're out of the playoffs. Like, in all seriousness, we traded everybody. Julius Randle is now 2-time All-NBA on the Knicks. 2-time All-NBA. You had Brandon Ingram. There was a mixture of players that Josh Hart. You had Josh Hart and Julius Randle. I'm not saying Josh Hart is this big, Lonzo Ball would have got hurt regardless. There are a lot of players you could have had, and you didn't have to go crazy on your salary like that. All because you wanted to get into the clutch war versus everybody. So now all things are coming to a head. How are the Lakers going to be able to gain any sort of draft capital or anything like that? They can trade their big dogs. Come on, man. It's business, baby.
I have a few that I've come up with, but I don't like any of them. But go ahead.
Well, I was trying to think. It would have to be a team that could say to itself,
we are thrilled. Hey, Clem Lowe's, we are thrilled to have RJ and IQ here in Toronto at the T-Dot. I'm glad for you too. For everybody, Clem Lowe's, what ruined it for me is RJ stands. I'm a big time IQ fan. Like, I'm a fan of anyone that just gets better and shows it. And IQ's attitude is amazing. Like, he's a pro. That's what guys are gonna really love about him. He was in a situation where he kind of didn't fit, and he was still showing up to play. Everything you hear about what can really, just put yourself in his shoes. I'm trying to play. They don't really have a spot for me, and the guy in front of me, he's better than me right now, but I can see myself being better than him. All of these things create some sort of competitive nature in you, and IQ was still able to be a pro and go out there and get traded. I wish the best for him. RJ, I don't see much of a ceiling for him. I don't see him being a number 3 guy. He can be, like I said from before, a 6-man or a 3rd option at best. But hopefully it frees things up for him and IQ within in Toronto, because it's tough for Barrett to be. It was always tough for Barrett to be alongside Julius Randle when neither one of them want to do something on the right-hand side. So appreciate the comment as well. Froyo, 24, 2006, 2 averages makes you a bum. Stop it. He's a bum. What's up, Froyo? By the way, LA. He's a bum because for AD standards, he's a bum. I'm from New York, baby. He's a bum because he's supposed to be your number 1. He's supposed to be your number 1. LeBron James is not supposed to be your number 1 or 2. He's not supposed to be. The Lakers' job is to make things easier for your players, especially your top guy. You want to help out LeBron and AD. Clearly, the players they brought in do not help them. Yeah, I think IQ will flourish here. Man, listen, IQ's my guy, Clem. I'm telling you, I love that dude. I just love as just, the Mamba mentality. Like he shares that. He shares it. You guys keep talking about Tatum with his Mamba mentality. No, IQ has Mamba mentality, man.
If we're adding LeBron, we could win the title.
Yes.
So team number one is obviously Philadelphia, who has 1 million expirings.
Yes.
It could go a bunch of ways. They could trade. It could be a dump trade for the Lakers where they just get expirings back and whatever picks they have left. They could get Tobias Harris and Marcus Morris back and throw somebody Philly's way and get 2 picks. But I did play that one out in my head a little bit. Like, okay, now we have added LeBron to Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey with a bunch of wings who can defend, with Melton, with Paul Reed coming off the bench, with Nick Nurse, and LeBron comes in as this Swiss Army knife offensive hybrid. I was like, I kind of like this idea. And then LeBron smartly realizing, hey, Joel Embiid's really good. Those guys are scoring 60 points a game. I'm just here to facilitate and be a veteran and just do my thing. Nobody fits in. I mean, I would say LeBron's one of the 4 best I can fit in, be a Swiss Army knife guy that we've had. He's older now, but that one was interesting.
And Daryl has chased him. Daryl has chased him like 17 times when he was in Houston.
Also, as a Celtics fan, I'd be like, holy fucking shit, they just got LeBron James?
That would scare you a little, right?
Huh?
That would scare you a little, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It would scare me a lot. I like Tobias Harris, but if you could turn him into Tobias Harris and an expiring and a pick, that would frighten me.
I had a list of 3 teams that I thought were like intriguing but unlikely, just because I wasn't sure if there was.
You know what's funny? Would you guys argue that LeBron wouldn't be a first option against Joel Embiid there? There's no argument, right? Jerks. That is scary. That's a crazy scenario for him to go to Philly, all the expiring contracts, man. That is kind of crazy. That is kind of crazy. If he mentions the Clippers, I would think he mentions they got a couple of expirings as well. Paul George. But replace Paul George with that. Let me see.
There's enough coming back. And I know you're trading a 39-year-old LeBron, so you can't expect
on an expiring.
I hate to say it, you're not getting a Rudy Gobert payout.
Right.
For LeBron. That's a really weird fucking sentence to say. And with Philly, there's no young stud you're getting back. Their picks aren't great. They've got there's a OKC Houston Clippers pick that they own. It's one of the 3 in 2026, and then a 2028 Clipper pick. Tobias Harris and maybe Melton.
It's probably not enough.
It's probably not enough. It's probably not enough. I thought about Milwaukee as an obvious, yes, you want to send him to a contender, but Milwaukee's got nothing. I mean,
Middleton has to be in it, and they have no other picks. They got
Middleton,
nothing to trade.
Connaughton, Beauchamp, Beasley.
Nothing.
They got no picks. It just doesn't work. The other one I had in the unlikely category in the East was the Knicks, because they've got all those picks, but a lot of those picks are really heavily protected. They're going to be late first, or they're going to turn to seconds, and it would be I don't know, Fournier, Hart back to LA, Dante DiVincenzo.
You don't think Randall has to be in that?
Randall probably has to be in it, but if you're the Lakers, are you pairing Randall and Anthony Davis, or is this the first step toward just a complete teardown? And Randall is going to be, are you rerouting him? Are you eventually trading Anthony Davis too? I don't.
Did you hear what he just said?
I missed it.
Randall probably has to be in it, but if you're Dante DiVincenzo, I don't know, Fournier, the Knicks. The other one I had in the unlikely category in the East was the Knicks, because they've got all those picks, but a lot of those picks are really heavily protected. They're going to be late first.
So we're entertaining. They're entertaining trading LeBron James from the Lakers, which is with the thought that I had, and I wanted to walk it through. But then, of course, Bill Simmons pops up and does it himself, and he's a long-time dude. Respect to Bill Simmons, and they're going through different teams with different scenarios. They just went through the Philadelphia scenario. They have a bunch of expiring contracts, and this guy throws in the Knicks, and I'm like, okay, yeah, okay. But then he said, "What if you throw in Anthony Davis?" And I'm like,
throwing Anthony Davis for us to obtain.
Anthony Davis, LeBron James for like Julius Randle, Fournier expiring, and Dante DiVincenzo, something like that. I'm like,
first, or they're going to turn to seconds, and it's like it would be like, I don't know, Fournier, Hart back to LA, Dante DiVincenzo.
You don't
plus
think
a bunch of
Randall
picks,
has to be in that?
Randall probably has to be in it, but if you're the Lakers, are you pairing Randall and Anthony Davis, or is this the first step toward just a complete teardown? And Randall is going to be, are you rerouting him? Are you eventually trading Anthony Davis too? Like, a Randall, Anthony Davis, Austin Reeves team isn't doing anything.
You didn't mention the least improbable part of that trade, which would be LeBron and Rich Paul reuniting with Leon Rose and Worldwide West.
That's exactly why. That's exactly why. What made me think of this? Because Clutch, I think I asked one of you guys that for Leon Rose and Worldwide West to sit down with Clutch, and we're just doing it for DeJounte Murray. There's
put this in perspective.
Hold on, real quick. There's no inkling in the back of your mind of, yo, let's end this thing right. CAA just got bought by the dude that owns Gucci. Whatever's not LVMH, whatever's not Hennessy, that company over there, they own everything else. They own Gucci and I think Yves Saint Laurent, whatever. And he's married to Selma Hayek. He's a wonderful man. So they're like the biggest, them and WME, biggest agencies out there. You don't think Clutch is looking forward to getting bought out? LeBron's about to be out of here, man. Stop the games. I always thought Bill Simmons, the one that first said Clutch is supposed to join up with a Jay-Z and form the Two Kings thing for Rock Nation, Sports and all. Okay. You don't think you're gonna sit down and go, you had enough. You had a nice little run, Rich Paul. Great job. You had the trump card. You had LeBron for the last 10 years. We can't do anything about that. Right? Let's end this right. Let's end LeBron's career correctly. You come to New York and do what you should have done 10 years ago when I originally met James Dolan. That's how him and Leon Rose and James Dolan got cool. You bring Anthony Davis. We win a ring in New York. Flea.
You done?
Talk to me, Flea.
Are you done yet? You ready for me yet? Is it my turn yet?
Yes.
I'm going to entertain this just because it is 3:30 on a Friday afternoon, and we're going to have some fun to go into Central Time. Excuse me, y'all. We're going to go into the weekend having some fun. I kicked around LeBron James to the New York Knicks yesterday in a different conversation. I meant to have that with you, but I'm glad we're here today. Far-fetched. I would not hitch my wagon to the back of that horse, right? I got to see that horse kicking people in their face. I got to see that horse a little excited, pause, to, get out the stable before I'm hitching my wagon to that. I like what Howard Beck and Bill Simmons, I like what they're doing. It's intriguing. But for him to finish his career in New York City as
it was supposed to start. He was supposed to come here. We know this.
Was that ever realistic though?
Of course, 1,000%. 1,000%. There's no way. Why would you want to go to Miami?
Why
you
not?
Gotta go to LA, Boston, or New York. I'm not going to Boston because there's racist town. New York, again. Now that you come here at the end of your career and you go, you know what? Let me take my talents. Let me take my talents to the media capital. You go, he knows this. Remember, this is Clutch. They have all those ties in LA for the Hollywood scene. New York is, I don't want to say just as Hollywood as Hollywood, but we're up there.
Yeah, I said that yesterday. I think, and this is a different conversation, we may need to retire that term, the Mecca. Like, we may need to do away with the term. And hear me out for a second. We may need to do away with that term because at one point, New York City, for the basketball scene, was paramount to any and everybody in the country. That is not true anymore. I don't care what anybody says. Take your emotions out of it for a second and just look at the last 10 years of the landscape. We need to retire the term the Mecca. However, we do need to understand that playing basketball in New York City on a high level, you come to New York City, Jalen Brunson is becoming a household name now because he plays for the Knicks and he's playing well. If LeBron James finishes his career as a New York Knick, I don't give a damn what he is. He's 25-7-7 right now. I don't give a damn what he is, Fabian. You bring that to New York City, it's still star power. It's still the Knicks are on national TV now 41 games a year. Like half their schedule will be on national TV, right? With a 40-year-old LeBron James. So I don't think the move is feasible. I don't think, because there's a lot of hurdles to go over with that.
What's the hurdles?
The biggest hurdle is this war between CAA and Clutch. That has to be that they have to bury the hatchet on that. Like, we're going after players right now that are seriously, I don't think, fully in contention of becoming Knicks. We talked about it the other night with Malcolm Brogdon in the fold. You know who he's represented by?
Malcolm Brogdon, CAA mofo.
No, he's a Clutch client.
He's
a Clutch client.
Brogdon?
Look at Malcolm Brogdon is a Clutch client. DeJounte Murray is a Clutch client. Look it up.
DeJounte Murray is?
Yeah. Brogdon, I just found out. I'm glad I'm talking to you in front of the people right now, but I just found out. Brogdon is
Ty Sullivan. No, Ty Sullivan and Austin
CAA?
Brown. They're CAA.
Hold on.
Who's hype? Yes, Creative Artist Agency. Come on, man. Don't disrespect me. How dare you? I did my research. He's CAA. That's why I thought Brogdon, if you get Brogdon, you're replacing IQ and Barrett with OG and Brogdon. That's an upgrade because you upgraded from Barrett automatically. And IQ and Brogdon are a toss-up. Trust me, Ty Sullivan is his agent.
Bro, maybe our November 1st, 2023, Clutch Sports adds reigning NBA award winner to their roster. The 30-year-old Brogdon is the NBA reigning sixth man of the year. Has signed with Clutch.
Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe you're right.
So that's October 31st, October 31st, 2023.
You're right.
Like,
yeah. Michael Brogdon's agent is Rich Paul. I'm sorry. Okay, got you.
So
you're right.
we going after all these guys. Let me ask you, from your perspective, how do we bury that hatchet? What kind of conversation? Because at one point, Leon Rose was LeBron's agent.
Yes.
Yes? No? Like that?
Yes.
So,
Well, we don't know what happened between World Wide West and Rich Paul. Whatever happened, Rich Paul, he comes off arrogant. Because when he sat down with Shannon Sharpe and he said, yo, they don't own me. I don't owe them for forever, this, that, and the third. I'm like, what are you talking about? At the end of the day, they put you on. You're talking very spicy, Rich Paul. So I believe
he gave clarity on that on the Breakfast Club.
And what did he say?
That he basically said he paid homage to the people that helped him through the door.
Mm-hmm.
But he also let the world know that he owes a lot to LeBron James, not World Wide West, not the predecessors and all of that. He owes a lot to LeBron James.
Keep going. I still haven't heard any clarity, bro. What was the beef between you and World Wide West?
No, he didn't provide clarity on that beef. He just provided clarity on, I didn't make it in this business by myself. I didn't climb the ranks by myself. There were a lot of great agents, because he did spend time on talking shit about the agents that hated on him throughout his rise. But he did spend time on paying homage to the guys that grabbed him while he was trying to, climb that ladder. But no, to answer your question, no, there was no clarity on that.
So that's gonna be where you go, listen, LeBron is all about image. He's all about telling a story. You want him to be known as better than Michael Jordan. What other fan base is going to pump you to be better than Mike than the New York Knicks fan base? Like, there is. If LeBron was sitting right here, Rich Paul was sitting right here, be like, oh shit, he's right. There's no way around it. Whatever beef you had, if World always got to shake your hand and be like, you know what, young man, you did what you had to do. You had the trump card and you used it. Because that's my thing. Of course you owe everything to LeBron. He was your trump card. When you said I'm leaving CAA, guys, I'm gonna go for my own agency. LeBron left with him while they were in Miami. There were a lot of connections made by LeBron and Rich Paul while they were in Miami at the top of the world. Right? That's just what happens. Rich Paul played the power game. Yo, no problem. But in this day and age, how much do you think Clutch is worth? Especially
how many clients you think Clutch has out of the 450 players in the NBA right now? A quarter? A quarter is a lot. Excuse me, I'm bugging.
It looks like right here, Clutch Sports from the NBA. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
You about to count?
9 times 3, 27 plus, let's say about 40.
Let's say around 40. Okay. But I would still say that the business, like Clutch Sports, the business itself is worth a couple dollars. It's not CAA level.
No. So and that's my point. No. They are Termini, by the conclusion of the 2020 Termini negotiated $1.4 billion in NBA contract for Clutch Sports. So they don't even have a real, like in Wikipedia at least, they don't have a real amount. But they don't have what CAA got. And they don't got what WME got, which is now Endeavor. Right? They don't have that. But they're in the same position or a similar position how CAA started. CAA started because they bought out Leon Rose. They bought his company in 2006 when he had AI and everybody else. So guess what? Come join us. We'll make it easier for you. You can be a co-CEO if you want, Rich Paul, because you got LeBron still, and you got AD and Leon Rose and LeBron James and Rich Paul would do nothing but stomp all over the world, and they would bring conclusion and mission complete objective to Leon Rose coming over here.
I mean, that's part of me says that that's just a pipe dream, Fabian. It's part of how you're a heavy conspiracy theorist. You buy into the nonsense sometimes. You drink the Kool-Aid, Jim Jones. That's
this. You're supposed to entertain that right now.
I do. Listen, I'm a Knick fan that got his hopes up in 2010. I'm a Knick fan that despised the decision. I'm a Knick fan that laughed at him in 2011 when he lost to Dallas. I'm that guy. I'm a guy that I did not show him any support until 2012. I think I've told you this offline. I didn't show him any support until 2012 when he got on that podium and said it's about damn time, because I repeated him right after. I see you, damn, it is about damn time. So I'm saying that all to say, I remember how I felt when all the momentum was leading towards up. Do you remember that summer of 2010?
Yeah.
Like how much momentum we had. The billboards were about to start going up. The commercials were, people were marketing the New York Knicks to the world. Fabian. Do you remember that? ESPN was marketing the Knicks to the world during the time where it was the decision of where LeBron James is going to go. And, we know what happens. So I'm just a guy that's not about to get his hopes up right now. Like I said, I need to see that horse trying to get out the stable before I hitch my wagon to it. But I'm not turning it down. And if he comes, do not talk about he's the third option. I don't want to hear that.
With AD and
Jalen Brunson?
With AD, Brunson, and
a 31-year-old Anthony Davis, a pre-30-year-old Jalen Brunson, and a freak of nature at 40. because he's a freak. This is not normal.
Right. I still think he's so at best he'll be a number 2 option. He's not a number 1 option is like y'all forget what he was at a number 1 option.
Let me ask you a question. Who did you consider the number 1 option when LeBron and Kyrie were together?
He was.
Like head and shoulders?
Yes. I don't drink. Listen, I love Kyrie. I was rooting for Kyrie before. My man, shout out to Joe Rose. When Kyrie had his rookie season, I'm like, yo, he's nice. He's nice. He's like, I'd say, yo, if like he's in the same level as Ray Allen and these guys shooting wise, because I already had Steph Curry as the GOAT. I put him as the logo back then. 2012. I got the tweets, baby. He's the logo right now. But Kyrie's not that far off because the way he shoots off the handle, the way he catches and shoots, this guy's amazing. That being said, it's LeBron.
So with LeBron being the number 1 option, let's talk about that for a second. Let's unpack that for a second. I just want to ask you.
Today or back then?
Back then. Let's just say back then. Let's talk about that 2017 year. They come off the championship, coming back down 3-1 in the 2016 year. They follow up the next season. They're still together. I think people forget that. Like they're still together, follow up the next season. When you say number 1 option, what does number 1 option mean to you? The guy that's getting the ball with 3 minutes left in the game, the guy that takes the most shots per game, the guy that is controlling the offense. I want to get some clarity before I say what I'm going to say about that number 1 option thing. So
that was the exact question I was going to ask you. So I think it's a lot easier for LeBron to be LeBron back then because even now his passing doesn't look the same. I always say what makes the Joker, Larry Bird, even LeBron at certain points at the half court, Luka, what changes everything is the fact that I can pass and shoot from this many places in the half court. You're done. Once I dribble over here, your head is spinning. Like you're looking over to see where your help is at. Is he on the right guy? Because he might pass this to across the corner in the wing. This guy's too capable. So he ain't doing that right now. Back then, and I'm talking about for the majority of the game, because like you said, at the end of a shot clock, at the end of a game, yes, LeBron is clutch, but you don't want him with 4 or 5 seconds left on the clock to try to create an opportunity to score, to have to score. That's Kyrie 1,000%. But for the majority of the game, 90% of the game, you want LeBron making the scoring decisions on offense. Back then, that's what makes him a number 1. Steve Nash, same thing. Jason Kidd, was he the number 1 option? Not the number 1 option, but you want him with the ball to make these decisions to get it to the number 1 scoring option. And I think that's what I mean today. Is he a number 1 scoring option over Jalen Brunson today, right now? Because Jalen Brunson, by the way, I'm sorry, Jalen Brunson ain't a number 1. He's our number 1. I've always said he's a number 2 option.
He's our number 1. And I think that's what Julius Randle before Jalen Brunson's ascension was our number 1. He's not a number 1 anywhere else. And they're good, right? Our situation is completely unique.
And now they're healthily battling for that, for who's
right, which I love. I love that problem. I love that problem because they're battling for it with Julius Randle playing some of the best basketball we've ever seen him play as a Knick, right? But they're battling for it with that. Just interesting for me, 2016, 2017, we talking about that LeBron James when he was with Kyrie Irving. They come off that championship the year prior. They come into this season, and for this season, they make it back to the finals, obviously. But through 72 games, which is the most games Kyrie Irving has played in his career, like 72 was this season. Averaged 25 a game, but he averaged 20 FGAs. He put up 20 shots a game, shot it beautifully, 47% from the field, 40 from 3, and 91% from the line. So he was amazing that season, right? Braun averaged about 18 FGAs. So 2 more shots a game on average in totality is a lot. It's a lot. It's a significant difference than.
You got a phone call. I mean, it is a lot, but for me, in my opinion, Kyrie has to do that. Like Kyrie, Kobe, these guys have to become volume shooters at a certain point. LeBron ain't no volume shooter. LeBron is trying to be more efficient because he doesn't have the Kobe and Kyrie game. If he did have more of that, we're talking about the best player without an argument. There's no argument if LeBron has that. There's no, I don't care how non-clutch he is. You can't compete against someone with a bag, and I'm efficient, and I can get the ball wherever I want, and at any given time on that court, in transition, after a rebound, in half court. So LeBron, part of the reason why LeBron is the first option in Cleveland is because he's gonna give you the best scoring option, and he's gonna give you the best opportunity for his teammates. That just changes everything. So Bill Simmons, like, just the fact that they even entertained this, it blew my mind, because I was thinking about that when it came down to Leon Rose sitting down with Clutch Sports. Why else would you want to sit down with Clutch? It cannot just be about DeJounte Murray. You're not gonna end the beef. This is a real legitimate beef. You felt like this guy flipped on you. Like, it's Leon Rose chose World Wide West side. That's how it's reported, versus Rich Paul. So if you chose this side, that means something went down. It's been years. You're saying we're keeping superstars away from the Knicks. So all this is going on. A lot of smoke. You want to clear the smoke for DeJounte Murray? No way. The conspiracy is alive. LeBron wants to come to the Knicks. Leon Rose wants LeBron on the Knicks. It should have been this way from the beginning. From the beginning. Maybe Leon sat down with James Dolan and he saw an opportunity where he can control the Knicks. Remember, he was Andre Bargnani's agent. I know Andre Bargnani was CAA. They kind of ruined us back then with that trade. But, like, just think about if you're Leon Rose. There's no way that thought is not entering your mind. Julius Randle left CAA. He's with WME now. His agent that was with him at CAA, he left to go to WME. Julius Randle followed him to WME in this offseason. RJ Barrett just left CAA in the summertime. They shipped his ass out just now. This thing is just real. It's real. So Clutch, they're not CAA and they're not Endeavor, which is WME. I don't even think they're the other agency. I forgot their names. Not Regency, whatever the hell they are. You best believe that LeBron is entertaining this at a certain point, because it's not looking good for him in LA. And in New York, the downside is, what if you lose? Because once you come to New York with Anthony Davis and you got Brunson there, let me get you back in here, Flea. Once you got Anthony Davis with LeBron James in New York, then that's championship expectations. And I don't know if LeBron wants to deal with that. But you going back to the number 2 option and Kyrie Irving, 20 shots.
Yeah, I was just saying, it would be hard if you didn't watch that season, right? And just went back and do what I'm doing right now, Googling, looking through the numbers, just trying to, put it together 5 years later. It would appear that Kyrie was the guy taking, most of the shots. He was the guy that they were going to. Same thing, similar to the situation in Oklahoma City, when at a point Russell Westbrook, was almost doubling the shot attempts to Kevin Durant. That's why it is so glaring that KD is so efficient, right? Because we used to be able to watch Russ get 20 points off 20 shots, but we watch Kevin Durant in the same game go get 20 points off of 8 shots, right? So I just, excuse me, obviously Kyrie Irving is way more efficient than Russell Westbrook. I just wanted to kind of do a little deep dive on what you really considered a number one option, because I don't know because there's the other thing too. There was a different level of trust that LeBron James had for Kyrie Irving. Like, I even think it was a more trust for him than Dwayne Wade. That's another conversation. But I feel like he like trusted Kyrie Irving to the 10th power. Like he had unlimited trust for that dude. It didn't matter what time of the game, I could count on him to have my back, right? Not saying that he didn't think Dwayne could do that, but I just feel like, you know, at those points, Kyrie was here, Dwayne was here, right?
I'm a big D Wade. I'm a big D Wade guy, but let's not get this twisted. I said it before. I love D Wade. The only reason why Kyrie is LeBron's best teammate is because he was there for a lot of it. That 3-1 down thing is down 3-1 thing and coming back is crazy. But to your point, to have the confidence in Kyrie to be there is part of the reason is because he was there. D Wade got hurt a lot. Yeah. Like that part of that they lost. The reason why they lost to the Spurs is because he was hurt. Period. Like LeBron gave up because he knew, you know how LeBron is. I ain't playing, man. I'm taking off. I'm taking 2 weeks off into sometime. I'll be back next year. Yeah, that's a part of it. Also, LeBron wasn't as confident as himself going into Cleveland as he was going into Miami as he was going into Cleveland.
That's fair. That's fair.
Like the confidence.
I think that's honest. I think that's honest. Yeah.
The confidence isn't just within your teammates. It's the fact that you have that much confidence in yourself now. It's like, oh, I know how this goes. Right. I know how to, like, I know what's supposed to be where. And, oh, you're the new guy. Listen, Rook. So he would call him kid. It was annoying. Because you third. I'm not a kid, bro. You doing too much, bro. Like he was doing too much. Do not get me wrong. Trying to pat him in his head and Kyrie pat you back in the back of your head.
He grabbed his head. I grabbed your head.
Yeah, he was like, so just understanding, and that's immaturity on both parts, on both sides, because LeBron wanted more than what it was, and it was like you really didn't. But the point is that the number one option thing again, people will think I'm crazy, but another side to that is part of what makes you're not enough. Let's say with Jalen Brunson, you're not a number one option because there are too many matchups that you can't take advantage of. It's hard for you to deal with double teams. It's hard for you to deal with bigger guards. You can't do that. LeBron, of course, he has the skill now to deal with them, but it's just, let's say he does it for a game. Look what happened with the in-season tournament. They are not the same after that. We can see, oh, they turned up. Wow, they won. They went and killed the Pacers, locked them down. Oh, wow. What happened since then? Dead tired. Guys are old, man.
But we gotta kind of remember too. What was the games? The games were on Tuesdays and Fridays, right? So it was not an everyday thing that the games counted for in-season tournament. It was literally 2 days out of the week that these counted towards that tournament. So I think part of this too is we're getting a little, I don't want to say confused, but we're conflating the fact that, okay, they won the in-season tournament, but were they consistently playing good basketball? Like, I would like to take a look at that. I know, that seems like ancient history now, but it was only a month ago. But it's like, were they playing consistent basketball, or were they playing well on the days that they needed to play well? If I'm making sense. Does that make sense?
I think the latter. I think that they played it when they needed to play well, and they overloaded because they knew that $500,000 was up there. They knew what that meant in terms of all that.
Christian Wood just bought his mama a new crib with that $500,000, with that half a ticket. So you know what I'm saying? Like lower, no shot at Christian Wood, but the guys that are not making the heavy money, they got a half a ticket. They're gonna go and do some life-changing things.
And that's what he said. But it's also lends you to the LeBron. Remember, LeBron he's the dude that just shows up with the fake gold chain on the block, bro. Because he just like, yo, what you doing? I don't know if it's fake because he might be making moves, and I'm like, oh shit, wait a minute, he's been scamming. He's just flashy, but he's been scamming. They made me stupid. Listen, because I know you. Yeah, like I know, like where you get bread. Hold on, right? Yeah. And it's like,
you up now? I didn't know you.
Yeah,
up.
like
how you got up like that?
He pulled up. He got 7 word 7 6. Okay. All right, but in my back of my mind, I'm like, yeah, you ain't tough like that, bro. Right? But I know he likes to be flashy, and when it's time to win, he does win. Like at a certain point, you gotta watch what you say because then you start hating on him. So the in-season tournament thing was the gold chain. It's kind of a fake gold chain. We're gonna keep it 1,000, but it showed you what they are fully capable of when they go full throttle.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's what gives the Lakers hope. Like, wait a minute, we just beat a good team. We just beat a bunch of good teams in the in-season tournament.
But that goes back to our conversation the other night on the Full Sportsman. Every Wednesday and Sunday, y'all check us out. Full Sportsman, y'all. We work hard at what we do. Best production, best video editor in the game right now, Fabian PerspecTV. Please tap into what he's doing and how much hard work this brother puts into what he does. I just needed to say that. I know you don't take compliments. You ain't got to respond to me at all. You could just continue to look at me like I got 10 heads. I'm fine with that. But I need to take 30 seconds to remind the people.
Thank you.
Oh, do we got the juice?
I don't got the juice. I don't know. I don't know what he downloaded, but it's a reaction thing.
But no, we said
tournament.
Yeah, what we said on the last episode of the Full Sportsman, that there was this sense of we're trying to find where to place the blame, right? It's easy to get to these points of the season when these LeBron James led teams are struggling, because the narrative usually is, well, his teammates get scapegoated. But the fact remains, like, two things can be very true. LeBron James is playing at a high level, but the high level that he's playing at is not affecting winning basketball anymore. And you do need the ancillary pieces to play well. We are in a league now. Like, we get all of this, and I would love if our co-host 2 was here with us right now, because this would be something that I would really want to say to him and get his reaction to. But we have a lot of conversation about help. Oh, guys need help. All these guys want extra help. All this help. We have to remember, y'all, we are in.
Got a phone call?
You got me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you sound better, actually. Go ahead.
Give me a second.
No, you sound good. Don't let me zoom in like that. I'll get to some of your comments. We're through to have RJ. I went to that. Yeah, Q. Okay, so one man wrecking crew now. Nah, come on, man. Fabian PerspecTV, one of the best in the band. He just said that. Peace, y'all. Beloved was good. It's a good battle. It's productive. Thing talking about Brunson and Randall. Yeah, man. Yo, I'm excited. Like what Randall did the other day in the third quarter against Chicago to just implement himself as the big dog, like coming down court full throttle, stop on a dime, finish with his left and his right. It's tough. And you can see that's what I'm always talking about. Like in football, I saw Randy Moss when he goes full throttle. That's why he was supposed to be better than Jerry Rice, right? Because when he goes full throttle, it's like, okay, you can actually remember how football looks. I can't really tell what the rest of the defense is looking at a certain point because the camera's following the quarterback. But you can tell for a half a second or two, or a half a second or a second, how the defense kind of funnels towards those dominant wide receivers. Or if they're loaded up 9 men in the box for a running back, you can tell who the dominant player is right before the snap in football. You can tell. And it happened with Odell Beckham his rookie season against the Redskins and the Eagles. They didn't know how to really guard him. And it was the same thing with players like LeBron, of course, and Westbrook. Full throttle. It's like, damn, you can't stop them. Julius Randle, it's the same thing when he's going 100,000 miles an hour, and then he's like the defense just physically, you don't want to stand in his way. This guy's like 300 pounds. You know what I'm saying? Like he might really rock you. So it's incredible what he did the other day. That's from Beloved. He said it's a good battle. LOL. What was his role with them before with Clutch? I think he was Rich Paul, and Clutch was just like I don't want to say just a regular representative, but I would think, remember, you got to be shout out to Fish. He was explaining to me, you got to be a lawyer to be an agent, and you do. You have to understand there's a lot of legal terms, and just remember, you have to have a history and just understanding negotiating, and you don't want to get messed over. So a lot of this has to be legal stuff that that they always break rules. All this stuff is breaking rules. What Leon Rose is doing, the fact that Clutch is able to get away with on like a newspaper, front page, back page. Hey, we're not letting any superstars go to the New York Knicks. That's a conflict of interest. That's beyond like, I can't imagine how many rules they broke or how many laws they broke. I forget about them not even checking that within their own industry. So you would have to be some sort of lawyer, right, to understand all of that. So I just think he was becoming an agent, though. Beloved, is that Fast and Furious Flea? Yeah, it is, or it was. He keeps getting phone calls. He's a busy guy. It's Friday. It's called Know Your Personnel. James knows what he was getting. Yeah, my brothers. Oh, ball. We got to fix your logo. Slick, yo, Knicks Nation, baby, pull me up. I don't know if I can pull you up because then it turns into something crazy. Slick, contracts need lawyers, right? But I don't know if the agents have to be lawyers. Like if you like, shout out to Fish. What he broke down was Jay-Z's able to become an agent or own an agency because he was able to prove that he dealt with so many high level contracts being on that at that point. But remember, even Jay-Z couldn't just step into the NFL and have Rock Nation in there. That's why he took on that job, and they called him a sellout with the Kaepernick thing, which I never thought he was a sellout. I thought he had to go in there and get the money. NFL's making $16 billion a year. He wants a piece of that pie. He's missing out on it. Another guy you have to watch out for that can link with Rich Paul and LeBron. They have a lot of clients, and they leave Rock Nation like a mofo. They have a lot of turnover too. Everybody has turnover, but there's a lot of money involved, like CAA, that like they have a lot of money. This is a lot of capital they're dealing with. So Jay-Z joins the NFL as an advisor because he couldn't be an agent, right? Because of the stipulation that they had. I forgot what that was. What I think it was because he wasn't a lawyer, whatever it was with the NFL. But that's the good old boys. So, I don't know if you have to be a lawyer to be an agent, but you definitely need lawyers to go read them damn contracts, like you said. What about what he did against Cat in the fourth, man? And Cat did his thing throughout the whole game, but it was just against everybody. Randall, you can see, just turned up. And I don't know, maybe you guys could what do you guys think about this? I think what Randall did may have something to do with the fact that you ain't got to look over your left shoulder or your right shoulder, and Barrett is there, and there's a real legitimate beef where you got another dude that's a lefty, and there's some back of your mind kind of thing. And something that's not talked about is the fact that we had a lower level version of what the Celtics are kind of going through, and you Celtics fans don't want to admit this, but we'll be the first to tell you, and I hope you guys never realize this. Knicks, regardless if we get better or not standings wise, the offense flows better with OG out there compared to Barrett alongside of Randall. That Boston offense slows down with the Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum thing. They don't mix, and they're both they got the right-handed better version of what we had, but that's tough for them, man. Cat, they have a lawyer with the firm. Of course, they better. You have a firm that big and billions of dollars. You don't have a lawyer. They have one lawyer, Slick. Are you their lawyer? You either have to be a lawyer or show years of consistent major deals done. Paul was able to bypass that by the hookup of having his name on deals as a Buffett intern. And as you, yeah, wow, Warren Buffett's intern, huh? Nah, that's what you get for having LeBron as the main guy. Leon Rose, you leapfrog, right? He went from having Allen Iverson as a client, then you get LeBron as a client, and then CAA comes calling and buys your business out because you went from AI to LeBron. The culture in AI, right? Forever going to be recognized and acknowledged by us, and then LeBron is a new wave superstar. That that bought him something. And then look, Rich Paul, same thing. It's like guilty by association in a good way, right? I love what Clutch does for the brothers and getting them as much money as possible, but the hate on my Knicks, I can't respect. Yo, AllBall, I don't know if you caught the beginning of this, but if you rewind this, you're gonna go crazy and you might start cursing this out. You might just jump on the live just to do like some middle finger, whatever, the graphics. Randall definitely playing great right now. Yep. Hartenstein had like 4 blocks too. He's happy with just rebounding. He had 5 blocks against the Bulls and 20 rebounds. He was killing. I agree, Fabian. Only so much ball to go around. Yeah, that's tough. With I think you're talking about the Celtics. But there isn't though, Slick, because even with us, it was the same problem. It stagnates. You got to have a super duper like LeBron, and like I always tell everybody, LeBron got away with that in Miami with D Wade because you talking about LeBron, super duper athlete, super duper A1 guy. Randall ain't A1. RJ Barrett ain't A1. In Boston, Jason Tatum is A1, but he's kind of passive. He's going through the same thing that LeBron went through before he became Braun for real. Jason Tatum that's why I call him Paul George. He's still too passive. You're still taking bad shots. If he takes that next leap, like, oh, hold on, give me the same thing Kevin Durant in OKC. What if Jason Tatum started going, yo, check this out, Jalen, give me your fucking lunch. This is my team. Give me the ball. I'll give it to you when it's possible. That would change everything. And again, you're also talking about Tatum and Brown, 2 guys in the early 20s, man. That's tough. That's a real level of experience, right? That they just don't have. OG helps to spread the floor. He doesn't need the ball to score or to be effective. OG doesn't need the ball to be effective and efficient. The catch and shoot ability helps the flow and flow. Yeah, the catch and shoot thing, because one-on-one wise, Barrett has a better handle and he has more moves, even though it's stifling. OG knows to give the ball up because you don't want to see him with a handle, bro. Like OG's handle is horrible. I think it's damn near horrible, and we don't want him to we don't want that. We just need him to the catch and shoot is going to be amazing for him. And that's what affected RJ Barrett the most. And especially the catch and shoot while being contested. Because a lot of times, like Randall and Brunson, they're going to get the double team off of being our number one, right? But they kind of throw that fake double team at them. And they really want to just make sure they're on OG still because he is going to be an effective or an open shooter. With Barrett, while he's open, because of a Randall double team, if Barrett is open, they can close out on him a lot of times, right? And if they close out on you, especially in the playoffs when it matters most, once they close out on you, Barrett's 3-point percentage dropped from like 48% or 45% on catch and shoot wide open threes to like 19% on a contested 3-pointer. 19%? Bro, 2 out of 10 shots you're going to make in the playoffs? We can't have that. OG is, if I'm not mistaken, 48% catch and shoot wide open, 48% catch and shoot contested as well. He's both. So that's the most exciting part about him. 7'2" wingspan. A lot going on with that, brother. What the next step with the Knicks is when Brunson goes to the bench and Randall is the primary ball handler and the game is stagnant. Randall's gonna have to spend a lot of time with the second unit on Fish. He is. And that's the tough part because that was Barrett's thing. And we saw it. Usman, did you see the Warriors report? Maybe you are a genius. Dime, it takes time to understand. At least you're giving my flowers before I hit the casket. Give my flowers before I hit the casket, Dime. I'm trying to figure out what the hell is a Usman, by the way. I think that might be some, I don't know. Okay? Let me know what that is. Translate that for me. And that's at least Spanish. I understand Spanish, Dime. What the hell? And you speak Spanish. You speak Dominican Spanish. Que lo que? But the sun shines on a dog's ass something. Yo, fuck you, Dime. I'm agreeing with you as far as guys that need the ball in their hand all the time. Yeah. It's tough for them to move off the ball, right? That's what made Michael Jordan another level, right? Kobe Bryant, another level. Steph Curry, another level. Come on, man. This is my last year calling Tatum A1. If he doesn't crazy, he's B+. I've been calling him B+. I don't think he's on Luka's level. Luka is unapologetically, I'm coming at you every single game. I don't care what the game plan is. I don't care how many triple teams you got for me. I'm going to dribble the ball into the corner and make the craziest pass of all time. By the way, Luka can get out of scenarios. Part of the reason why you can't really guard him is because he's dumping the ball off damn near from the sideline into from the third row and can make the craziest pass of all time. Tatum can't do that. That's not talked about enough. What handle Barrett got? He got a better handle. Listen, you're gonna look. I'm telling you right now, AllBall, you're gonna flame OG when you try to see him do some silly crossover. I'm telling you. I'm not shooting 19% from 3 left-handed. but it's I'm talking about contested threes. 19% is crazy. Usman Garuba. Is he nice? Because I know the guy from I forgot what team it was. Is it Liverpool? He's out. He's out. He looks like kind of like me with longer hair. He's supposed to be nice. Usman Garuba. Dime with the dagger. There was no need for that, Fish. Like, he complimented me and his back slapped me. That was crazy. My partner. Fish had me down yesterday, staying in the carpool lane. Luka's getting better too. It's scary. I think he's slowing down on the 3-pointers. Like that's Donovan Mitchell's biggest problem. He's shooting 8 threes a game. He shoots like 33%. Like, if we get him on the Knicks, I don't want. What was SGA's biggest jump? 2 biggest leaps. He went from 5 3-pointers a game to 2. He's shooting like 35%, 40% from 3. The next thing is he jumped up in free throw percentage. He practiced all that. Julius Randle, he went from like 7 3-pointers a game to like 3 or 4. And he's improved his game. He punishes the defense. Donovan Mitchell. Why? Who told you were Ray Allen? Who told you were Larry Bird? Just because the era has a bunch of people doing that does not mean you're playing towards your strengths in that way. You're a strong, crafty dude. What are you doing? Matter of fact, keep doing it. Keep losing. I'm going to need to see AllBall shoot. I question even the way he holds a basketball. I'm holding my man down. I've seen him shoot the ball. Pot belly and all. My man was swishing it. Pause. Usman is an NBA player. On what team? Do I look like this guy? I'm gonna Google him. Usman, NBA. Are you kidding me, Don? This guy? Why are you calling me Usman Garuba? Do I look like him with like the heaviest tan of all time? Oh, he's from Spain. I think I understand your joke now, Dime. The Knicks showed grit and determination, overcoming being down 10 plus and mad turnovers. They stayed with it and overcame. Against Chicago, Slick, Chicago is pretty competitive. Ever since they said Zach LaVine's dumbass down, who I do not want over here, they seem like they're gonna play, compete for each other. Kobe White is amazing. Yeah. So I think we compete. You have to compete with the Bulls for 3.5 quarters. You have to keep. They're not gonna let up. So we again, I think Randall's the guy. He had enough, and I was just glad to see that. Like, this season has been a real. This is his best, the best he's ever played in his life. I don't care. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care how much of a Randall fan you were. You did not see him playing like this. He's never played like this for this amount of time. Nah, he got buckets on the mini hoop. I'm very proud of the. Are you talking about AllBall got buckets on the mini hoop, bro? You are my height, Dime Dropper. Slow down. I'm very proud of the Knicks' performance against the Bucks and Bulls. Me too. AllBall did. Knicks one right piece away. Oh, yo, too. When you see our live, please rewind this too. You're gonna be disgusted. Fish. Donovan Mitchell to the Knicks is a fireable offense. I agree. I mean, I don't see the mix. You don't look at like him at all. I don't. It's just some random nonsense joke I made. Well, we got to run with it now. He's my cousin. By the time I'm 30, I'm gonna have like 100 nicknames for you. He said, by the time I'm 30, what a fucking bastard, bro. I was 30 11 years ago, you fucking jerk, Dime. Grit and determination sounds like the blind date that has a good personality. Fisher is really a joke writer. DeRozan and Kobe hit big shots. I think Kobe would be better if they just let him score. I like his offense. Hold on, yo. His name is Kobe White. I thought it was Kobe White, like instead of Kobe, like Kobe Bryant, but with a C. That wasn't sarcastic. He did. Maybe. I gotta get going, but please rewind this. Please rewind this. Dime. Oh yeah, Dime was shitting on me. SS. Shout out to SNS. He jumped in. He said, "Yo, is this Papa Schmurder? What's going on? Red Nation Vlogger. What's going on? See you guys on Instagram. If you on Instagram, click the link in the bio, man. Jump in here." S said, "Is this LeBron Central?" It might be S. Kobe. Okay, I'm not bugging. Slick, thanks for joining us. Flea, back to work. Fabian Perspective expected, so accept it. Friendly Fire, AllBall TV.